Alrighty, folks, we are going to solve this problem from Friday. First of all, I would like you to, if you don't already have this down, pause the video, draw the diagram and in your notes, and as well as that, write out the tangent ratio for the 72-degree angle, and I'll show you the answer in 3 seconds. Alright, so that angle there, 72 degrees, if you draw your creepy eyeball, there it is there. It is looking over at the opposite side because an angle always looks at the opposite side. So 17 is the opposite, which means x is the adjacent. The tangent ratio is always opposite over adjacent. Okay? So let's just fill in what we know then. Okay, there it is there. The tangent of 72 degrees is the opposite side, 17 over the adjacent side, x. To solve for x, you have to multiply first both sides by x to get rid of your denominator, which crosses, oops, 1 second. There we go, which leaves us with just the x canceling out on the right-hand side, so we just have 17. And then we get x times tan 72 on the left-hand side there. Okay. Now, to get rid of the tan 72, we're going to divide both sides by tan 72. Okay, tan 72 is just a number you find on your calculator. So then the answer is just, because these cancel out to 1, the answer is just 17 divided by tan 72, which is 5.5. There you go. Okay, so that's how you solve that problem. Let's try one more like that, and then I'm going to show you how to do, how to find missing angles. Okay, so here's a question just like the last one. I'm going to give you a bit of a hint though. Okay, when x is the adjacent side, it gets a little tricky to solve, but everybody likes it when x is the opposite side because then it looks like this. And x is your numerator. So all you have to do to solve this one, if you knew what that angle was, would be to multiply both sides by 11. So you have two choices. You can solve that ratio there, tan 43 equals opposite over adjacent, in other words, 11 over x. Or you could use the other angle, which is 47 degrees, and now if you're talking about the 47-degree angle, the opposite side to 47 is x. In other words, it's going to be on top. In which case, the tangent of 47 is x over 11. To solve that one's a little bit easier, I think. Okay, but they're both pretty much solvable pretty quickly. So go ahead and do that, and I'll show you the answer in 2 seconds. Okay, so for the one on the left, if that's how you solved it, the shortcut there really, the ultimate end result, is you're just switching the tan 43 and the x. In other words, this is your answer. X is 11 over tan 43. Pretty straightforward. And you get the answer that it's 11.8. And then solving for the one on the right, you're just going to go 11 times tan 47. And therefore, x is going to equal 11.8. Again, you get the same thing. So it doesn't matter how you solve it, you should get the same answer. That's pretty straightforward. But finding angles is a little bit more challenging, but not much. Alrighty, folks, so this is the same 30, 60, 90 triangle we drew in Friday's class. So I already know these angles are going to be 30 and 60 degrees. But how do we find those? Let's just do this as a demonstration here. We're going to be looking at that angle in the top left-hand corner of the triangle, and we give it the Greek letter theta. If you were in Mrs. Jones's class, who's British, she would say theata. But I'm not British, but just so you know, that's how it's spelt. And it's just a Greek letter. It's just like an X. But for angles, we don't use X's or Y's. We typically use Greek letters like alpha, beta, gamma, omega, whatever, theta, like that. Okay? And to make it, it's just like an O that you kind of keep on going and then you kind of cut back across the middle. So it's an O and you keep going and then through like that. Okay, that's a theta. Anyways, so I want to know what theta is. And so I'm trying to figure out the tangent ratio for angle theta. The tangent ratio for angle theta is still the same. It's opposite over hypotenuse. So I know it's root 3, the opposite side, divided by 1. Which is really easy because it's just root 3, okay? So if this was an algebra problem, we would try to do something like this where we would go divide both sides by tangent, okay? And that would give us theta. And that's sort of what we're going to end up doing. because 1 over tan, if you remember your exponent laws, and maybe you don't, and that's okay, is the same as saying tan to the power of -1. Okay, a negative exponent means you take the inverse. And that's what we're going to do. On your calculator, find that button. It's basically second function tangent. So on your calculator, you're going to type in inverse tan or second function tangent, and then in brackets the square root of 3, and then hit enter, and you should get a theta equaling, looks like 60 degrees. Okay, so every calculator is different, but this is the computer calculator here, and I'm going to go 30, and I hit tangent. Sorry, I don't want to do that. 1 second. That was stupid. I wish I could edit that out, but I can't. Sorry, I want to do the square root of 3. So 3 square root, there's the square root of 3, and I want to take the inverse 10 of that. So on this one, I hit inverse. Yours are going to hit second function, whatever. And right down here is tan -1. So tan -1, but boom, 60 degrees. And again, if you don't get 60 degrees, make sure you're in degree mode, not radian mode. And so tangent, the inverse tan of root 3 is equal to 60 degrees. So that means theta is equal to 60 degrees. Okay? Okay, so I'll walk you through this one, and I'll let you try one for homework, and that'll be it for today. So I'm going to try to find theta here. So because theta is this angle right here, there's my creepy eyeball. There is my opposite side, the 4, and 5 is the adjacent side. In other words, tan theta is equal to 4 over 5, or 0.8. Okay, and so all I have to do now is just do inverse tan of 0.8. Okay, so the inverse tan of 0.8 gives you theta. Therefore, theta equals 38.7 degrees. Okay, and that's how you solve those. So hopefully that's made a bit of sense. If not, not to worry. We'll try some more in class on Monday. But for right now, here's one problem I want you to try and show me so that I know you did this video and tried the question. Okay, there are two angles for you to find here. In this 6 by 11 right triangle, you have to find both alpha and beta. Alpha is the one in the top right-hand corner, and beta the lower left. Find those two angles for me, bring it to me on Monday morning, and I will give you some marks and see you then. Alrighty, folks, I hope you enjoyed your weekend, and see you Monday.